Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I just wanted to say thank you so much for all the support that I've gotten over the past couple weeks with the launch of this new channel. It's been fantastic. If you guys are new here, my name is Brian and I am documenting my journey in starting a 3D printing business. In today's video, I wanted to go over my top 3 prints for my 3D printing office. They all take under an hour to print, and I think they're very useful. So I'm gonna go over those now, and I hope you like the video. First up on the list, these are in no particular order on, which ones I like least versus most, but first up are these cable ties. They're from, it says Tide on it. I'll leave the STLs or the link to the download down below. But these are so great. There's different sizes, and you just slip your cables in. So you just take it off, fold your cable up, and then you slip it in, and then you throw it in your drawer or whatever. So these are different sizes. I believe this one is the medium one. They have small ones, large ones, and of course you can scale it in your slicer if you want to. You can change it. I changed the Z-axis on these because they're usually a little bit thicker, and I didn't need them that thick, and I wanted them to print a little bit quicker, so I took the Z-axis down a little bit. But these are great. I just have all of my cables just shoved in these in the different sizes, and then I throw them in my drawer, and then they never get tangled. You just grab them, and then you're good to go. Number 2, I think everybody should print these. These take literally no time. I'm pretty sure these take, I don't know, 10 minutes to print maybe. And it's these filament ties, these filament clips. When you're 3D printing, you have your filament, you take it off, you go to store it, whatever. You don't want the filament unwinding because then you can get tangles, it's hard to find the end, it unspools, all that stuff. So these things are super handy. They print really fast. They use essentially no filament because they're so small, and they clip on the edge of your filament spool, and then you clip your, well, I just dropped it. These are great. They use essentially no filament, and they clip on the edge of your filament spool right here, and you clip your filament in this end, and you never lose it. You never have to worry about your filament unspooling or, getting tangles in it. I've printed some of these before, and there was an issue where it just was a little bit too loose on the spool itself, and it would just kind of slip off. It would still hold the filament clipped in, but it would slip off. This is the version 2 that the designer made, and it is extremely tight on the spool, especially on the Illigu plastic spools. The cardboard spools, it's a little bit looser on, but it's still much better than the version 1 that I printed out, which fell off of the cardboard spools. This one does not fall off. So I highly recommend printing these. It'll save you a lot of trouble in the end. And finally on my list of top 3 3D printed items for my 3D print farm is this guy. So this is a 3D printed bed scraper. I printed this because I use glass build plates on these printers, and unlike the magnetic ones, you can't obviously flex the glass ones. So once a month I clean them off back down to glass, and then I dry them, put them back on the printers, and then I run Elmer's glue over the top, just like the stick of Elmer's glue, to help all of my prints adhere to the bed. The problem is, if a print is very, very flat and large, it has a large surface area, it's kind of hard to get it off of the bed. That's why I printed this, because I don't like the idea of taking a metal scraper and trying to get under those big prints that are very adhered to the bed, for 2 reasons. One, I don't want to mess up my glass print beds, because if you score those, they can shatter when they get up to temperature. And 2, I don't want to break my prints, and metal is much less forgiving than plastic. You can see this one has definitely been used along the edge, but the beauty of this is it's made out of the same material that I'm trying to get off the print bed, so it's not going to just break the print right away, especially if it's a longer print, a bigger print. I don't want to risk that. So I printed one of these. It works okay. There are still some times where I have to use a metal scraper because for whatever reason this one can't get under it. Maybe next time I print one of these, I'll try a different file. There's a ton of files out there. This one I liked because it was pretty sturdy. Obviously you can change the infill to whatever you want. This one I think took a little bit over an hour to print. I think this one took an hour and a half, but still it's not very long, all things considered. So I highly recommend using one of these. If you don't have a lot of filament left on the spool, printing one of these is a great idea. Those are my top 3 as of right now, 3D printed items that pertain to my 3D printer. All of them are useful, all of them take under an hour, and all of them don't take much filament to print. So they're great options if you are at the end of a spool and you need something to use the last little bit of filament that you have left. I highly recommend printing one of these. I'll leave all of the files linked down below in the description. And that's it. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for all the support again. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one.